Derek, how tough is it to not come away with a series win here?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't play well for 2 games, and we did some things that were uncharacteristic, especially today, and it cost us a game.
When you look at Dylan Peters, the guy's been spectacular all year long. Obviously not sustainable to pitch that well, but what do you think led to the control issues this afternoon?
Yeah, he just wasn't his delivery, didn't move down the mound. I mean, very uncharacteristic of him. I mean, he gave up the jam shot base hit to Drury and then couldn't find the zone at all. And when you can't find the zone and you put yourself in a situation, where we get the bases loaded, we got to try to get outs, and we didn't execute a pitch.
Ben said prior to the game that Roberto Perez is probably going to miss significant time. Just how crushing is it to lose someone like that?
Yeah, it's challenging. I mean, a guy that is an integral part of what we're doing on the pitching side, and to lose him to an injury, it's going to be a tough blow for us.
Shelton, any sense whether it's going to go to the 60-day IL, or is it still just 10 at this point?
Yeah, I think we know he's going to miss significant time. I don't think we've made a decision on a 60-day. We're going to get him home and get our doctors to look at him, and I think we'll move from there.
We know the numbers on both sides of the ball with Perez, but in terms of guiding this young pitching staff, just how big of a loss is that as well?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest portion. Just the ability to call a game, the ability to bring young pitchers along, as we've talked about numerous times. He caught one of the best young pitching staffs in baseball in his time in Cleveland, and I think we saw the effect on some of our younger players and the maturation that they've showed. So like I said, it's going to be a significant blow to us.
Did you have the chance to ask him about the landing? Because it doesn't look like he landed all that awkwardly on that left foot.
I didn't ask him specifically about the landing, but I think from our medical group looking at how he rounded the bag, they saw how it happened and when it happened.
Shelty, why Hembry in the 6th? Is it just too short of notice to go to somewhere like Bednar or Stratton there?
No, I mean, he's got to pitch in those situations, and we got the punch out, and we can't. I mean, we threw 2 fastballs right down the middle of Colin, and he had both of them out of the ballpark, and we just have to execute pitches.
That's happened before, Shelty, with Kutch. Is it any, more difficult to swallow, given it's a guy that you have some history with there?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't here with Kutch,
yeah.
So it really, his significance to the Pirates is huge, and we talked about it at the time with Kutch being one of the, probably the best player in the last 30 years in the Pirates organization. But today we just didn't execute pitches to Colin in his hot spots.
With Thompson, is it a case that he's not beyond 80? Peters has obviously been really good all season, but is there a case that he could go beyond 80 pitches or so?
With Thompson, he was under the weather going into the game. We were hoping we were going to get 3 innings out of him. The fact that we got 5 was, pretty admirable on his part, because after the end of the 4th, he was fairly well drained. We threw him out for the 5th, and he continued to execute. So I give him a ton of credit. I mean, we went into the game hoping we were going to get 3 with how we felt. I mean, honestly, up until about an hour before the game time, we didn't know if he was going to start. That's where he was at. So he pitched well enough. If he would have been, feeling better with where he was in terms of execution and how his stuff was playing, yeah. But, he was gassed. He came in after the 5th, and, he could barely stand. He was in a tough spot, and I give him a ton of credit.
What would your other option been, a bullpen game?
Today, yeah, we could have started Chase. We could have started Peters. We could have done a bunch of different things, and, we were talking about it, 90 minutes, hour before the game, and Zach came in and said he could go, and I give him a ton of credit because he left with the lead and pitched well.
Shelty, everything okay with Key?
Yeah, Key's fine.
Just a day off.
Just a day off.